Greetings, everyone. This is your boy, bobbya1948, coming to you with some of that Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 gameplay. I'm playing this time on some team deathmatch on the map Resistance. And I brought Elena, aka the P90, back out. And let me get these perks and point streaks out the way quickly because I want to talk about something that's been bothering me. So I think I'm using Sleight of Hand Pro, Hardline Pro, and Dead Silence. I just love that class setup. It's easy and to the point. And I'm using, for my point streaks, the Predator missile, the attack helicopter, and the AC-130. Now that I got all that stuff out the way, I just wanted to rant about something. Just this past weekend, I ordered Wrestlemania 28 for 65 bones. And I'm going to go ahead and just tell you right off the bat, man, I'm not happy with the results. I mean, I guess wrestling nowadays has become, especially their pay-per-views, is a series of finishing moves, suspenseful, I guess, finishing moves, where you hit the person with your best thing 2 and 3 times throughout the match, then all of a sudden it's over with you hitting that person with that same move later on in the match. I grew up watching wrestling pretty much since I was 2 years old, so I know about the Hulk Hogan's and the Macho Man Randy Savage and the Hart Foundation, Demolition, all of those people, and I watched all of that stuff, and I grew up loving it, but, I went away from it because it became a male soap opera with all of these storylines and all these different feuds that just repeat over and over, and it's just not interesting. I mean, just this past weekend, I watched The Undertaker fight Triple H for like the 3rd time in WrestleMania, and I got to see The Rock face John Cena, which was a suspenseful match, but it's not a wrestling match anymore. And I know they went to this whole entertainment thing, but for me, growing up enjoying it, I just wasn't satisfied with it, And I know a lot of people still watch wrestling, but I just love the old days where let me see, some of my favorite wrestlers. Let me see, Bret the Hitman Hart, Shawn Michaels, Dean Malenko, Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit. All of those guys are my favorite wrestlers because, for one, they can carry the show, and 2, they can wrestle. They did the storylines and all that stuff, but when it came down to it and they got in that ring, man, they held it down, and it was exciting. And just the matches that they had at WrestleMania. How do you start off WrestleMania with a match that's like 18 seconds long, where Sheamus come in and he beats, I don't know who that guy was, who keeps saying yes, I think something Bryan or Daniel Bryan. Like, how do you start off WrestleMania with a match that's not even a match? That's what I don't understand. And it was irking me because $65 gone, that it wasn't worth it. I think what makes it so irritating is because some of the matches I hold so close to my heart, And I'm going to see if I can name off some of these without getting confused. Let me see. Some of the ones that come to mind. Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 10 ladder match. That was great. It had all the suspense, all the action. It had wrestling moves, and it just had you on the edge of your seat from beginning to end. Let me see another one. Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels, Iron Man match, WrestleMania. Oh, come on, Bobby, come on. WrestleMania 12. That match went the full 60 minutes before pinfall was registered, and those guys were countering each other, going back and forth, action-packed. It was a wrestling match. Another one. Come on, Bobby. Here we go. Triple H versus Chris Benoit versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 20. I think that's what it was. Another great suspenseful match that had guys that were wrestlers that can actually wrestle, Another good, here's an old one right here. Bret Hart versus the British Bulldog, SummerSlam 92. Greatness. And as you can see, Bret Hart is in a lot of my matches. I mean, Bret Hart just knew how to carry a match because he was the excellence of execution. My man was a mat technician. My man got in there and he did his thing. Dean Malenko was another one of those guys that just had so many moves. It just was impressive, And that just did it. Kurt Angle's another one. Kurt Angle fought Benoit, I think, at WrestleMania 17. Another great match. And as you can see, these things for me, they just stick out. Bret Hart versus Austin at WrestleMania 13 was another suspenseful one. That's when Stone Cold earned his stripes. I mean, when he didn't submit to the sharpshooter, man, the I Quit match, I think that's what that was. When he didn't submit, he just passed out. That's when I was like, oh yeah, this is it. This is the man right here. But I think another thing that just strikes me that makes me not really like today's brand of wrestling, I just don't care for the characters. I don't care for the guys. I don't think they can really wrestle all that great. And I just don't care about them. You know, when they do their in-ring, like their personas and all their trash-talking promos, I just don't care. Even their entrance theme music sucks. I remember back in the day, man, you got juiced when Ultimate Warrior was coming to the ring with his music. Bret Hart music was raw. Hulk Hogan for sure has the best theme entrance. I mean, when that music kicked off, you was just, you went bananas. Stone Cold is another one. They just don't have those guys. Like this day and age, the best theme entrance to me is John Cena. John Cena's music is raw. It gets you hyped every time. The Rock is another great one that was just unreal. Even Shawn Michaels' Sexy Boy, or whatever that was called, that was it too. They got you feeling like he was a sexy man, you know? But, man, I think that's what just irked me. You know, I've loved wrestling growing up. And it just, that for $65, man, that was a waste for WrestleMania 28, man. It was a waste. And I'm just mad, but I guess I'm gonna have to just get over it. But anyway, we came, we saw, we conquered, we destroyed this team. But please leave me a comment in the comment section about your wrestling memories. But this is your boy, bobbya1948 signing off, man. Click the like button, but it is what it is, man. We gone.